it's too strong, but I felt that it opened my brain. But not my legs, just my brain.
Oh my God. No.
You should try tequila. It has a much better value for the bottom half of the anatomy. No problem.
No problem.
Tequila. You know that song, Have an Aguila?
Hava
Tequila, Hava, tequila, Hava,
tequila.
There you go. You got it. You see?
Tequila, Hava.
Anyway, why is everybody jump ship? Are you making lots of money? Yeah, I hope you're making lots of money. I hope everybody's coining it in, cashing it in.
Yes, we're making millions. Shekels.
Fantastic.
Yeah, shekels.
Fantastic. Have you told Jeff?
Money laundering.
Have you told Jeff? Have you told Jeff?
Well, Jeff almost got us clipped.
What?
Yeah, because he turned on his camera and he lit a cigarette, and then
God.
I received a message saying, Jeff is doing something inappropriate on camera. You need to drop him or we'll ban your
Jeff ran away from
Your
TikTok
life.
indignant.
What gave him the idea to turn on his camera? What where do you think he is?
and he rage quit after that, as Mike says.
Oh my God. Anyway, it's good to be with you guys. So thank you very much. I'm not gonna steal the show because it's your show. I'll just come and watch.
Oh, come on, you love it. Anyway, anybody else enraged in the comments section? Do you guys want to come up? We're willing to listen to you.
I wonder if there are any pro-Palestinians that actually care for Palestinians more than the cause.
Oh, I think you have to keep looking, honey.
Yeah.
In silence. Let's see how long
It's
we
over.
can do
I'm
that for.
done. I quit. But
Oh my God.
Israel becoming the 51st state is the first.
Bugsy,
Bugsy.
Bugsy, fantastic.
Yeah.
Where's Bugsy? Bibi, have you met Bugsy? Oh, Bibi's gone to sleep.
No clue who that is. Who's the second BB?
Yeah, you need to say who BB.
Israeli BB. We don't know this BB.
Right, I'd say it's the second BB, except that the first one's not really BB either, so it's technically like the third.
And we also have two Daniels.
But then if I say the third BB, you're all going to be looking around wondering where the third one is. So we're stuck. I have no idea who the hell he is.
Yeah, and we also have another Daniel. Are you there? The other Daniel? Daniel El Nathan?
Daniel is Israeli too.
No, not the
Oh, you're also Israeli? Oh my God, how are we gonna separate them?
Are you also Israeli? Daniel.
Yeah, he's Israeli.
What's his name? Daniel.
El Nathan.
Natan, yes.
Yeah.
Well, this other Daniel is also Israeli, so we have two Israeli
Which
Daniels.
other one? Me?
Are you?
Seriously, we came here to meet other people, and we found Israeli BB
Is that
and
voiceover
Israeli
guy?
We have repeated.
Get backstage and
like
finish
it.
plugging in those lights, voiceover guy.
Well, it's good to know we have spares.
Yeah.
I used to feel so special.
You're not.
It seems now, right? So
Yeah.
common.
You're just another Daniel here.
Yeah, another Jew.
I was on the clubhouse today earlier, and I was like, where the hell is everyone? Where is everyone? And I just pop on to this, and I'm like, what? Hold on a second.
Everyone's here.
Yeah, where did you all migrate?
The problem is that here we only can have like 8 spots, and so
Ah, really? Ah, it's limited?
yeah, just the ones on stage right now.
I mean, your rooms were usually at their best at the 8 spot, sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is like, I don't know, sometimes we have a little bit more.
That's what the chat is for, and we can always like boot someone to add someone new if Someone at the chat.
Yeah, I mean, like, John is taking a space. We can always put John.
John is worthless. John always.
Yeah, you can record from the.
From the stage, from the audience.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, on Clubhouse, when you can add infinite mods to the stage, fine, give them the space. Over here, it's just not worth it. I'm sorry, John.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to
Oh,
quote.
we even have Dude in the audience.
I just want to quote Mixad and say, right.
Right.
John Kitover? Oh my God, we got John
Yes.
Kitover here too. John.
Everyone's here.
It's so nice to be with you. It's like we never had to ever escape the other place.
Hey, but we have new people. Fallujah, we have Bibi, the King, we have Daniel, El Nathan, and we have MK.
That's great. Like, who's the honey jar, man? Who's the honey jar?
New in the app, new in here.
I mean, MK, come on. MK, you know me, MK. MK, we got to wait.
Yeah, you know me, so I'm not new.
No, you're not new to me. How are you doing? Are you winning? Are you winning the battles?
To you?
MK? Are you winning the battles,
I said,
MK?
What?
Are you winning the battles? Are you all winning? Because you.
No, I just look. I was in a panel, and the host wanted
there
to
is
close
Bugsy,
the panel, and my friend said, "Open." So we come to you and something. I'm not opening lives, and I'm not. I don't know how to do that.
Bugsy, come on up. I'll drop for Bugsy.
Okay, hold on. Let me drop John. Sorry, John.
Bugsy, come on up. I'll drop for Bugsy.
Okay, hold on. Let me drop John. Sorry, John.
Bugsy, come on up. Oh, I love Bugsy.
So
I'm gonna bring him
for
up.
her.
Oh, he's left.
Kneidalach,
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to understand. Why did you call yourself Kneidalach?
Neither.
Wow. Kneidalach, come on, man.
What does that mean?
Kneidalach.
It's not.
What is Kneidalach?
It's beautiful.
In
It's beautiful.
Passover,
No, it's not. Kneidalach, it's not. It's not.
It's anytime,
No, it's
anytime.
in Passover,
Not just
There's a
Passover,
soup.
anytime.
a big soup, and you make like a bowl with the matzah balls. This is called Neidalach.
I just looked for it. I'm seeing it. It looks,
It's
it looks very plain.
It's soup
You
with
can
the
say
balls.
that. You can say the truth. It looks like shit. Oh my
Yeah, it's like
God. I'm
I don't know
sorry.
if like shit, but
I'm
it
sorry,
looks
I'm sorry.
boring. I mean, it's just like water with the
This is
couple
the
of balls.
food of Ashkenazi. It's very boring. The Ashkenazi food. They don't
What are you trying to say? You're trying to say I'm a boring person? What you trying to say? No,
Jordan, this is a TikTok event.
Kneidlach
fish.
is like
What?
Kneidlach, let me tell you, like Kneidlach is like
No, I know what it's
no, I'm trying to make a good comparison. Kneidlach is like a Christmas pudding to Christians. It's like the
And they were talking kind of like.
Stands before an altar on which are his burring bell, the rubble and two of the cakes of light. In the sign of the altar, he reaches west across the altar and cries, "Hail, Holocaust in thy bark into the caverns of the dark." He gives the sign of silence and takes the bell and fire in his hands. He stood the altar, see me stand. cash with the sacramental sign. He puts the second cake to the wound. I stench the blood. The wafer soaks it up, and now I breathe in. He eats the second cake, the spread I eat the soap, I swear, as I inflame myself with prayer. There is no grace, there is no guilt. This is the Lord who what the wilt. He strikes 11 times upon the bell and cries, Abrahadabra. I answered it with woe, with mirth, and now go forth and with thanksgiving to do my pleasure on the earth among the legions of the living. The magician, his breast bare, stands before an altar on which are his burring bells. The bull and two of the cakes alight. In the sign of the emperor, he reaches west across the altar and cries, Hail, rod that goes in thy bark into the caverns of the dark. He gives a sign of silence and takes the bell and fire in his hands. East of the altar, see me stand with light and music in my hand. He strikes 11 times upon the bell. 3, 5, 3, 3, 5, 3. And places fire in the horrible. I strike the bell, I light the flame. I utter the mysterious name. Abrahadabra, he strikes 11 upon. He strikes 11 times upon the Now I begin to pray, thou child, holy thy name and undefiled. Thy reign has come, thy will is done. Here is the bread, here is the blood. Bring me through midnight to the sun. Save me from evil and from good. That thy one crown of all the dead. Even now and here be mine. And then he puts the first cake on the fire of the thurible. I burn the incense cake. Proclaim these adorations of thy name. He makes the massive liberal Jesus strikes again 11 times upon the bell. The burn he makes upon his breast the proper sign. Behold this bleeding breast of mine, gashed with the sacramental sign. He puts the second cake to the wound. I stench the blood. The wafer soaks it up, and the high priest invokes. He eats the second cake, this bread I eat, this oath I swear, as I inflame myself with prayer. There is no grace, there is no guilt. This is the Lord, do what the will. He strikes 11 upon the bell and cries, Abrahadabra. I answered him with woe, with mirth I now go forth and with thanksgiving to do my pleasure on the earth among the legions of the living. He goeth forth. He goeth forth. The magician, his breast bare, stands before an altar on which are his burring bell, thurible, and 2 of the cakes of light. In the sign of the emperor he reaches reaches west across the altar and cries, Hail, rock that goest in thy bark into the caverns of the dark. He gives a sign of silence and takes the bell and fire in his hands. East of the altar, see me stand with light and music in my hand. He strikes 11 times upon the bell, 333, and places the fire in the thurible. I strike the bell, I light the flame, I utter the mysterious name, Abrahadabra. He strikes 11 times upon the bell. Now I begin to pray, thou child, holy thy name and undefiled. Thy reign is come, thy will is done. Here is the bread, here is the blood, bring me through midnight to the sun. Save me from evil and from good, that thy one crown of all the 10, even now and here be mine. He puts the first cake on the fire of the thurible. I burn the incense cake, proclaim these adorations of thy name. He makes them as in liberal edges and strikes again 11 times upon the bell. With the burden he then makes upon his breast the proper sign. Behold this bleeding breast of mine, gashed with the sacramental sign. He puts the second cake to the wound. I stanch the blood, the wafer soaks it up, and the high priest invokes. He eats the second cake. This bread I eat, this oath I swear, as I inflame myself with prayer. There is no grace, there is no guilt. This is the law. Do what thou wilt. He strikes 11 times upon the bell and cries, Abrahadabra. I entered in with woe, with mirth. I now go forth and with thanksgiving to do my pleasure on the earth among the legions of the living. He goeth forth, he goeth forth. He goeth forth. The magician, his breast bare, stands before an altar, on which are his burn bell, thurible, and 2 of the cakes of light. In the sign of the enterer he reaches west across the altar, and cries, Hail, raw that goest in thy bark into the caverns of the dark. He gives the sign of silence and takes the bell and fire in his hands. East of the altar see me stand, with light and music in my hand. He strikes 11 times upon the bell, 333, and places the fire in the thurible. I strike the bell, I light the flame, I utter the mysterious name, Abrahadabra. He strikes 11 times upon the bell. Now I begin to pray, thou child, holy thy name and undefiled. Thy reign is come, thy will is done. Here is the bread, here is the blood. Bring me through midnight to the sun. Save me from evil and from good. That thy one crown of all the 10, even now and here be mine. Amen. He puts the first cake on the fire of the thurible. I burn the incense cake, proclaim these adorations of thy name. He makes them as in liber legis and strikes again 11 times upon the bell. With the burn he then makes upon his breast the proper sign. Behold this bleeding breast of mine, gashed with the sacrament. And he puts the second cake to the wound. I stanch the blood, the wafer soaks it up, and the high priest invokes. He eats the second cake. This bread I eat, this oath I swear, as I inflame myself with prayer. There is no grace, there is no guilt, this is the law. Do what thou wilt. He strikes 11 times upon the bell and cries, Abra-dabra, I entered in with woe, with mirth. I now go forth and with thanksgiving to do my pleasure on the earth among the legions of the living. He goeth The magician his breast bare stands before an altar on which are his burring bells. Thurible and two of the cakes of light in the sign of the enterer he reaches west across the altar and cries, Hail rock that goest in thy bark into the caverns of the dark. He gives the sign of silence and takes the bell and fire in his hands. East of the altar see me stand, with light and music in my hand. He strikes 11 times upon the bell. 3-5-5-3-3-3, and places the fire in the thurible. I strike the bell, I light the flame, I utter the mysterious name. Abra-dabra, he strikes 11 times upon the bell. Now I begin to pray. Holy thy name and undefiled. Thy reign is come. Thy will is done. Here is the bread. Here is the blood. Bring me through midnight to the sun. Save me from evil and from good. That thy one crown of all the 10, even now and here be mine. Amen. He puts the first cake on the fire of the thurible. I burn the incense cake, proclaim these adorations of thy name. He makes them as in liber legis and strikes again 11 times upon the bell. With a burn he then makes upon his breast the proper sign. Behold this bleeding gentle side. He puts the second cake to the moon. I snatch the blood away for soaks it up, and the high priest is He eats the second cake, this bread I eat, this oath I swear, as I inflame myself with prayer. There is no grace, this is the law, but the wealthy strives in love. Do what the wilt. He strikes 11 times upon the bell, and cries, Abracadabra. I enter in with woe, with mirth. I now go forth and with thanksgiving, and to do my pleasure on the earth, among the legions of the living. He goeth The phoenix at the bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to right heart. To him even sacrifices. The first cake burned illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and needs and illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer, and born again the phoenix. The phoenix. For sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun. Unnatural light he prays unto and give homage to right. To him even sacrifices. The first cake burned illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and needs and illustrates the use of the lower light to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer, and born again the phoenix. The phoenix and the bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to right heart. To him even sacrifices. The first cake burned illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed the bell for sound, five for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earthlight fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun with natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahu. To him he then sacrifices. The first cake burnt illustrates a prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer, and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earthlight fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahor Kuri. To him he then sacrifices. The first cake burnt illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, phoenix at the bell for sound, fire for sight. A knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with natural light. He prays unto and give homage to. To him he then sacrifices the first cake burnt, illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten, illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix had the bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahaku. To him he then sacrifices the first cake burnt, illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten, illustrates the use of the lower life to be the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix.
People might call this.
The phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, two cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset, when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with wedding light. To replace the sun of natural light, he prays unto and give homage to Rahman. To him he then sacrifices the first cake burnt, illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten, illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free.
That's sufficient, but the idea is going to be there are limitations on our empathy and our compassion, and if we were better people, we would consider that African child to be a particular way if we were better people. And so maybe that's where the analogy is. There's some friction, but God doesn't have these limitations of empathy and stuff. So, but I think that is an interesting I think that is a satisfactory response.
I could even expound on it. Let's say, well, you and I both don't have any children, Danny, but let's say we did, right? You love your child because the child is born of you, right? And we're understanding to be born of God. And so you love that child more so than this kid in Africa. In virtue of that, in virtue of your actions to create him, it's not because of anything the child did to merit that love from you, Daniel. And this is how God is. Like, God loves his children, every single one of them. The problem is that some people are going to claim that African child is yours. No. I say, no, my child is right here in my home. This African child is not my child, and I don't treat him like my child. I don't even think about the person in Africa because he's not my child. Well, if that's the case with God, I would say that God is concerned with every single one of his children. Should he be concerned with this other child? And let me just put it this way, the child of the devil. Why should he love the child of the devil? It's not his own. And so, I can even expound on it even more, but that would be the type of reasoning, in my view.
Yeah, I'll just say one last thing. The idea is God loves everybody, and that's like just a trope that is said in Christianity, and there seems to be a universal message, and you could see the message of Jesus or Paul is like, well, everyone's involved in this stuff. It's not like people that are, and they all have some opportunity. But on this view, it seems that God's compassion or his mercy isn't extended in a way that you would think it would be. You know, he's described in these extraordinary ways, like his compassion and empathy, but nonetheless doesn't apply to other creatures of his. And it seems like maybe that could be considered a failing or just an empathy or compassion that's unfulfilled. Wouldn't he be more compassionate if everyone were involved, as opposed to having children of Satan?
So very good. So what does the Bible say? I will have mercy upon whom I have mercy, and compassion upon whom I have compassion. Well, Lord, wouldn't you be greater if you had more compassion on this other group over here? One might ask. Paul answers that. Does that make God unjust? It'd be no. That's a rhetorical question. Because it's his prerogative to make out of the same clay a lump, something for honor and dishonor. This is his prerogative. And we see why there is the vessels of wrath for his objects of mercy. We see why he withdrew his grace from Pharaoh and hardened his heart. Why did we see this? Because he built them up for the very reason to display his own glory to the entire world. Because God is a God who in every single action glorifies himself. Now we humans who think, well, if somebody were to glorify themselves, that would be like a narcissist or something. That would just be some sort of major character defect. But there's a distinction between the creator and the creature. In fact, everything that glorifies God is good. If God glorifies himself, it's good. If we glorify God, it's good. If we glorify ourselves, that's in place of not glorifying God, which is evil. And this is why when we, the creature, glorify ourselves, this is evil. Because that which is good is that which glorifies God. Now, every single little action that God does, being who he is, cannot do anything else but glorify himself. And so what does that represent? How does God glorify himself? Well, he's a God of justice. And he's a God of mercy. And he's a God of redemption. He's a Savior. So, how can this be manifested if the world does not conform to his greatness? There must be sin in the world. It's not because God needs it. He's self-sufficient. He's unsaved. It's a case that the world must conform to the magnificence of great attributes of its great making properties. And this is why there's sin in the world. So, the question is, why this person rather than someone else? Why is Susie saved and Larry over there is and has no salvation in him, you know? There's nothing to do with Susie or Larry. It has everything to do with God. Because he does it. That's what God does. So what's up, music?
I'm just wondering. Are you guys going to spend the whole day repeating yourselves? I mean, is there anything new under the sun? You know, have you had new thoughts? Have you read anything new? Or are you just a box that repeats itself? You know, and is there a point or a purpose? Or are you just expounding your own joy at this divine wisdom? You know, so, I mean, how long will you do what you do?
The way I look at it, sir, I would liken it to an algebra, 7th grade algebra teacher. He just loves algebra, right? And year after year, as people graduate from elementary school and go to his class, he is teaching people the same thing year after year after year, 30 years, 40 years later, he's still teaching the same algebra to some students that enter his class, and he just loves algebra. And he's going to say the same thing, and he also understands that repetition is the foundation of learning.
So you read books, and then you tell people your understanding of what you read in those books, correct? You're a teacher.
Well, no, sir. I'm a student, and sometimes I share what I learn. If I share what I learn, do you think that represents teaching?
Yeah, that makes you a teacher. You're sharing education and information that you learned, and now you're hopefully passing off a less complicated version of that information so other people can easily and readily digest it via this conference call app. I'm just saying, if you think that there is sin in the world to manifest God, you know, what are the sins happening today that, you know, are never going away? So it's kind of like you're describing the situation, but you're not transforming it. You're just describing it.
Well, we do believe there's a world coming where there's no more sin, no more suffering, no more tears.
Oh, shit. My kalimba popped.
This is what God promises us.
We popped the kalimba!
This is the New Jerusalem spoken about in Revelation, where God never withdraws his light. He never leaves us nor forsakes us. This is our hope as a Christian, sir. This is eternal life. So, the things that we see around us are temporal. Things about God are eternal. So what do you think I'm talking about? You think I'm talking about the temporal? I'm not. But yeah, I do have another question. If I experience joy and I share what I receive with this joy, am I teaching? If I just share that which I received, whether it's knowledge, whether it's joy, or peace, or love, I mean, I certainly can't give away that which I don't have. That'd be perpetrating a fraud. But if it's the case that what I have received is genuine and substantive and true, and I share that, am I being a teacher? I don't know. Am I? If I receive joy and I share with Daniel, my friend here, and he shares in that joy with me, am I teaching him joy? I don't know.
Well, if you can demonstrate joy, you are exhibiting joy. Therefore, you are teaching it because presentations require exhibits. I'm just saying the word tea has teacher in it. Teacher has tea in it. And what do you do during tea ceremony? You relax deeply and you express your joy being in the now.
You know, it's an interesting Chinese proverb that comes to mind. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Not every student's ready. Do you agree?
I think every student's ready. It's just a question of when will they mature and ripen to basically be a respectful, honorable, intelligent person who is not angered at every conversation and every person and someone who wastes all their time. You know, I call it the book club. If we're not going to discuss books, read books, debate books, and talk about the big ideas in books, we're doing conversational hypnosis, which is to our detriment.
So, when you say angry, did you mean me? Do I sound angry to you?
No, I'm talking about people on this app and in the real world. They road rage all the time to their detriment. If they were just in the presence of Jesus and in the flow state, there would be no blockages, no friction, no conflict.
Are you a believer, sir?
In Jesus Christ?
Are you a Christian?
Yes.
Wasn't quite clear, sir, whether you were a Christian or
Yes.
not.
Yes.
Okay, so am I wrong to say you sounded very angry?
No, I'm not angry. I'm just, got to get to the gym and read a book.
So I guess I was wrong then. You're claiming you're not angry.
Correct. Not angry over here.
How about passionate? Maybe you're passionate.
I'm laughing over here. I'm passionate and laughing. I think that a lot of people don't realize that Jesus Christ is and was the best at everything that could ever be accomplished by a man. And that includes the great comedy.
The great comedy? I don't exactly know what you mean.
It's called the universe. It's called the great comedy, the great tragedy. It doesn't matter what it is, Christ fulfilled it. So it could be a comedy, it could be a drama, it could be an action. There's just so many categories or genres. The story of Christ hits all the nails on the head, no matter what category or genre you want to choose.
Yeah, it's a very compelling story. This is what I was telling Shanita that he was talking about fictional stories and how they just tug on the heartstrings. I think one of his characterizations, how they move people. And I was saying, Genesis chapter 1 may be cosmogony, but once you get into Genesis chapter 2, we're talking about a story, the story of man. the story of what about man? The fall of man and the redemption of man. And by the time you get to Christianity, you have Christ as the Redeemer. And yeah, he hits all the nails, sir. I agree. And the story of redemption is very compelling. To me, personally. Because I'm a dude that needed redemption.
Well, it's also about consciousness. It's not just about redemption or sin. It is about primarily consciousness, Christ consciousness. You want one-to-one. You want your mind or your soul to hopefully be illuminated with the wisdom and the story and the experience that Christ achieved. You know, I don't think it's just a one and done. I think that everyone has that personal responsibility to attempt to try to duplicate or clone the journey of Christ within their own life. I mean, that's hopefully what the script or the program that you read is accomplishing for you.
There's some Bible passages that I used to remember, and one of them is Romans 12 verses 1 and 2. Hopefully I won't butcher the rendition, but it says, "Therefore I urge you, brothers, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. This is your spiritual act of worship. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, this good, pleasing, and perfect will." And so the way I understand it, sir, this consciousness that you talk about, this Christ consciousness, I don't know what you mean. I've heard that catchphrase before. I don't know in what context it means. But to me, it's a transforming of our minds, the renewing of our minds.